Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the podcast, another episode of Caffeine and Green with your man, Connor Cardenas. And before we get into who today's guest is, I wanted to talk to you about heading over to caffeineandgreenroasting.com. That's right, we did it. We a roasting company, baby. That's what's poppin'. So head over there right now, and you can get one of two coffees. We are offering the Issa Blend, which is dark, chocolatey, and bold, and it's a personal favorite of mine. Or you can get the El Jaguar, which is a Chiapas Mexican coffee, single origin, and it's not nutty, chocolatey, and then it has a citrus finish. It's really, really nice. So head over there right now, and what's even better is that if you live in San Diego, all of San Diego gets free delivery and hand delivered by your mans. So head over today. I mean, today's roast day, so if you getting some coffee, hit me up, fresh roasted, delivered today by your mans. That's right. All right. Today's guest. We have Seancarlo. That's right. This is my man right here. He owns and operates Fuzz Coffee. My man is so legit. We absolutely hit it off in this podcast. Never met him, and I wanted to have him on the podcast because he and I started our roast companies pretty much at the beginning of October. So we're the two newest guys on the block. You feel me? That's what's popping. So without further ado, Seancarlo, Fuzz Coffee. This is your time to shine, homies. Let's go. Give me caffeine and green. It's your boy Connor. What's good? Good. Caffeine and green. And we are live. Seancarlo.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome to Caffeine and Green. Oh, this is a tradition. Oh, you already opened yours, yes?
Yeah, my bad.
No, you're fine.
I was thirsty.
I always just.
There we go.
Every time.
Click.
Salute, sir. Social distancing. Oh, that's nice.
It's not bad.
That's super. Shout out to Modern Times for these beers over here. Seancarlo brought them from Modern Times.
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Seancarlo, you, sir, you work in coffee. You're a coffee roaster, yes?
Yep.
Yes. And more importantly, though, and I mean, we can get into this later, but like, you started your own brand called Fuzz Coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But you also work for Modern Times Coffee.
Yeah.
So that's another reason we wanted to have you on, is because much like I can relate, I do Steel Mills Coffee, which we were talking about before the podcast, so their espresso's dropping this Friday.
Sure.
And then I have Caffeine and Green. So it's like same.
Yeah.
Same.
Hey, man, you're a busy guy.
Dude, so are
I'm
you.
busy right now, too.
Dude,
Yeah.
but like more so even like, and again, getting ahead of myself, but we were talking about this again before the podcast. It was like, you take photos, you're in a band, you do your own brand, you roast for Modern Times. Like, bro, I'm busy. You're just as equally busy.
Yeah. It's a lot. The pandemic's kind of like a blessing in some ways. You know, I get a little extra time off, and then I just kind of like divvy it out, do other projects and whatnot. Yeah, we're doing Fuzz like 2 or 3 days a week. I go like shoot photos in between all that. I have something called Data Pop I do too, which is like film photography publishing.
What?
So yeah, that's a whole other thing that I do. And then try to write some music in between that. And yeah, I don't even know. I'm running out of time. There's not enough time in the day.
Yes, I can completely relate. But okay, then the first question that comes to mind is, ¿por qué? Like, why, bro? Why are you doing this? What motivates you?
I'm just, I don't know, man. People are boring and people don't do enough, you know. Everyone's like just kind of, in San Diego specifically, I think people don't have a lot of drive here. It's just like a really easy way of life, and everyone wants to hang out at the beach, and I don't want to do that, you know. I want to make San Diego a little more interesting, you know. I don't see a scene here, and I want to create my own scene.
Sick.
So I'm just trying to do that and bring along as many people as possible.
So what type of scene are you specifically talking about?
Coffee scene. I think San Diego's specialty coffee scene is growing.
Oh, yeah.
We got a really cool film photography community here. Shout out to Safe Flight Labs. They kind of created this whole new like demographic of people and brought them all together, and everyone shoots and learns how to develop and scan their own film themselves, and it's fucking awesome.
Dude,
so I'm inspired by a lot of those kind of people, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I've been playing music for years. I mean, that's kind of how I got into coffee. Really? I was in a couple bands, Idle Hands and My Iron Lung. We would tour all over the U.S.
My Iron Lung.
Yeah.
I like that name.
Yeah. Shout out to Radiohead.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, I remember being in Canada. We were in Calgary, and I went to this place called Philip and Sebastian. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but they were like the first specialty shop I ever went to. And I just remember getting like a cortado for the first time. Like the barista had like his nice apron on. The vibe of the place was really cool. It was really clean. I don't know. It was just sold like the second that I went in there, and then from then we just started going to like any coffee shop that we could find throughout the U.S. And then, from there, as soon as I stopped playing in bands, I came back to San Diego. I started working in coffee. I worked at Whole Foods for a while as their coffee buyer, doing like Intelligentsia and Stump Down, all that kind of stuff.
What?
And then Dark Horse is actually my first shop that I worked in. So I was there for a little bit. And then Modern Times, they taught me how to roast. So
Really?
Yeah.
And you guys have a Gießen.
We do have a Gießen.
Yeah, I seen that thing, man.
Yeah. It's a pain in the ass, but it's...
Dude, what's it like to roast on that?
It's cool. I mean, I imagine it's like, I don't know, a Probat or a San Franciscan. It's a drum roaster.
Single drum?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Double wall?
Double wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. Honestly, it's all I've really known, that and a San Franciscan, but yeah.
The 25 or the 6?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Do you roast at the Collective too?
No. Coffee and Tea Collective.
Oh, they have a 25.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because they roast a lot.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't know they had a roaster in there, and I went because like no cap, like I'd never been there. Sure. I had just recently moved to North Park in the pandemic.
Okay.
So this was like COVID when I was working at Seven Seas.
Sure.
The owner of the shop came up to me. He's like, yo, apparently there's this like amazing Colombian or like whatever shot, single origin. We have to go try it. So I was like, all right. So I stopped roasting.
Yeah, went got it.
Put it on like, more like a kind of cruising whatever, and like went over there, and then we got a shot, and I walked in, and as soon as I walked, I was like, there's an SF-25 back there. I was like, oh, what? Yeah. How do they do that in this neighborhood? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude.
Those guys are super rad. Yeah, I think they have a bad reputation for being like really snooty baristas, and I think they've changed a lot and cater to like a more broad audience nowadays. They source fucking amazing coffee. Like if you are a coffee nerd, you have to go there. If anyone from outside San Diego asks me where to go, it's usually the first place I say to go to.
For real?
Yeah, I love them. I think they just do a really good fucking job.
Dude,
and it's simple and it's straightforward, That's what I like about coffee, I don't, although lately I've been drinking a lot of vanilla lattes. It's been getting cold. I want my oat milk latte.
Hey, no shade, bro. No shade.
But aside from that, I'm just trying to have espresso, I want it quick, I want it direct, and they pull a fantastic shot.
Dude, I have to say, on that note, it was so funny. I was talking to this girl today, and she's just a cool chick, just a homie, whatever. And she's just like, yeah, so you're like, no coffee, right? And I was like, yeah. Like, I never want to be like, pretend like, do I know coffee? Stupid. No, it's like, but like, not like that. So I was like, oh yeah, and I know coffee. She's like, oh, I love espresso. And I was like, really? And I was like, kind of taken off guard. And I was like, what's your favorite espresso? She's like, Starbucks. And I was like, I looked at her. She's like, I'm totally kidding. And I was like, oh, dude. I was like, that's only a coffee person joke, of course. But it was like, she's like, no, do you have suggestions and stuff? Because she's like, I really want to try. And she started talking to me about espresso. And I did not know this girl knew anything about coffee. And I was like, yo, straight up, I want to go have a shot with you now. Like, let's go. Like, wherever you want to go, I will go. Like, let's go do a shot. I really want to know if you're like talking this game. Because I know a lot of people who don't know anything about coffee. They like,
absolutely,
they don't know anything about it. So it's like, yo, to have like a person just come up to me and say this, I'm like, I'm down.
That's a blooming relationship.
Dude,
that's my dad coffee joke for you.
Yeah, shout out to all the coffee people that got that, because that actually got me right there. Damn. Okay, but sorry, yeah. So tell me, one of the things I wanted to know is like, what started, I mean, like you came here, you wanted to like, you got your start in coffee. So was it at Coffee and Tea Collective that you started roasting, or was that Modern Times?
Oh no, I started roasting at Modern Times. I've been doing that for like 3 or 4 years there now. Coffee and Tea Collective, they're just really cool homies. And they gave us an outlet to, do our own project there, which is awesome.
Oh, so that's where you do Fuzz?
Yeah, that's where we do Fuzz. Obviously, like, what's it called? The Roasting Collective would have been really cool, but I live in Ocean Beach. Driving up to San Marcos all the time would have just been like such a pain. But you were doing that, right?
I'm still doing that. I do that.
Where do you live?
I live in North Park.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
bro.
dude. Hats off to you.
Hey,
I mean,
bro.
if I didn't have this opportunity, I would be doing the exact same thing. So
that's what it is, G. Like I was pushed and like I was forced into a corner.
Sure.
And without getting too into it, it's just like, all right, that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna break out, son. Like I'm gonna start my own shit. And it's like I thought about it enough, and then it was like, oh shit. And then I actually did it, and it was like, oh, this is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. And but then it's just grind, and then it's just grind mode. And then like I literally shout out to my homegirl Katie, she's my physical therapist. She was like, so you're busy. She said this to me today when I was at PT. She's like, but you got to remind yourself, you wanted this life. Like, don't complain. Like when it's hard or you're tired, remember what all of this is what you wanted. You created this. And it's like, she didn't say it in that many words, but sure. That's how I interpreted it, because she did say you wanted this.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I'm not, there's times when I want to call my mom and be like, Mom, I'm tired. But like,
yeah, but we asked for this,
exactly.
We're comfortable. That's where I'm comfortable, is just like grinding all the time. I feel like I've been like this since I was 15, Everyone's like,
Same.
how do you do so much? And I'm like, I don't know. That's always I've been. So
you're going to make time for the things that you want.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like plain and simple. And the fact that you are so creative and that you do so many things that frankly are all creative. I never used to think about it this way, but somebody, I don't know who it was. Sorry if you know exactly who you are, but they said to me like, roasting is an art. Like that's your craft. And I was like, nah, man, I'm just roasting coffee. Like I think about the cup.
Sure.
I'm not thinking about art or like the craft. It's like, give me some hip hop, give me some beats, let me roast that coffee so I can make it the best version of it. And then that's what it is. And they're like, that's art, bro. And I'm like, whatever, like put your label on it, but like, yo, I'm just trying to like have some fun, and like I'm feeling it. It's like energies, and then, but it's like, yo, you skate, like, oh, okay, I want to skate, or it's like, yo, I'm gonna go do jiu-jitsu, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then it's like, you just make time, but it's like your calendar starts like stacking, just like every day, it's like go.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see an empty day, fill that day up.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That's me. I went to LA last weekend. I had a free weekend. I was like, let's go shoot. I want to go to Chinatown. I have this weird obsession with neon. So
like colors?
Just neon signs. I mean, dude, I cannot wait till Fuzz has its own shop. I'm gonna just like deck it out with too much neon.
Like
I don't know why. I just like it. I'm just attracted to it for some reason. I'm like a fly who just needs to be around some light. So,
dude, that's epic.
Yeah.
Dude, so like is it Daylight, that shop in LA? Did you go there?
Dayglow.
Thank you, because they have hella neon there.
Oh yeah, they used to be called Neon actually.
No, did it really? Stop, quit playing.
Not even kidding. Not even kidding. And then they got some weird cease and assist thing, which sucks because Neon was such a good name. But Dayglow is cool, dude. If anyone listening to this is like in LA, go to Dayglow. That is like the most well curated multi-roaster shop I've ever been to. I mean, just stuff that like you can't get in the U.S. I mean, it's literally all from like Scandinavia.
Yeah.
I went to Berlin like 2 years ago, and dude, I had no idea like their coffee scene was just insane.
It's popping.
Yeah. I wanna move there. I wanna go work at Bonanza Roasters. I already know what I want to do, and I want to live that weird, cool punk lifestyle they're all doing. Club till like 5 a.m. and then go in. Stop playing. Go in and pull shots. So yeah.
Dude, I was in Firenze, Florence, in Italy, last year. Okay. And did an Artengale. Have you heard of that shop?
I haven't.
Dude, it was rad. It was actually, ironically, talk about irony, I grabbed like, I don't know, it was like, it's not Roast Magazine, but it was the Cup or Barista or one of those like specialty coffee magazines.
Not Drift, was it?
No, I definitely think it was like more Barista Hustle or something like that.
Okay.
But on the cover, it was like Italy's specialty coffee scene. And it said Firenze did an Artengale. And I was all, just quit playing with me right now. And I like looking through the magazine. I'm like,
sure,
dude, I was there. I sat right there. Dude, the thing about that place, they open at 6. They close at midnight. they turn it into a bar.
Oh, I love that.
Bro, you walk in, the first thing you see, it's like hella sick. They got some tile, like little tile wall, but like small tiles, yeah. Sure. And then they have their merch and stuff, whatever. They have their amazing selection of pastries, but then they have the espresso machine, and it's like nothing fancy. It's a La Marzocco though, and they're pulling shots, cappuccino. That's how they say like the cappuccino here, but it's like cappuccino.
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, gotta
and
have the flair.
Gotta have the flair. And then they make these amazing coffee drinks. The espresso's fire. Like it's legit, because you go in anywhere in Italy and they just like pull you a shot, and it's just like sometimes it's like, yo,
Garbage.
I don't want to call it garbage because all coffee is good, but it has that bite, and it's like that bite is just bitterness because it was super like
it's a different roasting style.
Super different roast.
Yeah.
But dude, at night I was walking back with my ex. We were in the like the alleyways, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I look over and I'm like, yo, Ditto Ardengale's still open. And then like the bar side where the espresso bar is closed. And then there's this full bar, bro. And they have like good ass like tequila. They have all these drinks, and people are just in there having cocktails. And I'm like, why do we not do this in the States? Like, what's popping? Like,
dude, honestly, that was an idea that I floated around. But getting a liquor license in San Diego specifically is just like
mad tough.
You can't do it. I mean, unless I have someone who's just like giving me like, dude, 200,000, like just for the license. Like, it's crazy.
Just expensive. For the license?
Yeah, something like that. You know, it's just like this excessive amount of money that's like, I don't know, dooming people from the start.
This is why we'll move out of state. Yeah. And then we'll go in
Actually,
on it.
Funny you say that. In Salem, Oregon, and I can't remember what the roaster is called, but they have this bar that I went to, and it's a coffee shop in the day and a bar at night, and it was epic. I think what you're talking about sounds like smaller and more intimate, and that sounds really cool.
But dude, it was actually pretty big because you walked in. It was like it was at a 90-degree angle, yeah?
Yeah.
Like you walk in, and the espresso bar and all their stuff is to the right.
Sure.
And then at the other end of the right angle, that's where the bar is. But then there's another room, and you go in, and that's where the kitchen is. Oh, so, it was like a one-stop shop, and it was mad stylish. And it was in that magazine when I came back. Like, we got the new mag the day I got back to the shop, and I was like, I was just there. This is so cool.
Sure.
Like, you know, and it was like they were praising the roaster, like, because in Italy, they're very much about, dude, they be giving you 7-gram shots, bro. And these skinny ass cups, like little espresso, like they're not how we have our big 40-gram shots, you know, or like 30-gram, whatever. But like they're
like super ristretto.
They're like deep, you know, a deep bowl.
Yeah.
Theirs was straight up like a V, and it was probably like almost 3 inches tall, and it's 7 grams, bro.
Huh.
Maybe 14 if you go to another spot. But
weird.
Mad, just like. You just shoot it like super fast. It's just and like weed.
That's how everyone's drinking coffee at night there, dude. Because it's like just a little bit.
Little bit. Yeah. That's why.
That sounds perfect. I would love to do that.
It's buttery, but like even you're doing that, you need to smoke.
Yeah.
Like weed is super is a no-go in Italy.
Okay.
But I snuck in a pen when I came into customs. I was with my ex. We're walking across the walking. I was like, all right, moment of truth. All right, here we go. I was like, I ate all the edibles on the plane over here. Let's go. She's like, you got a pen? And I was like, I got a pen, but my homie who lives in Europe, he's like, yo, straight up, they're not gonna check you because they don't. It's gonna cost them more money and more time to check the weed pen.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude,
it's a vape.
It's a vape, and so they literally I put it in my little Por Vida bag. I had a Por Vida side bag, and I put it into the machine, and it went through, and I just like grabbed it and I just walked away, and I was just like, as soon as I walked out, I was like. I was like, "Yeah, we in Rome, son."
I love it. Hey, straight up, I did the same thing on that Berlin trip. We flew into London though, and just snuck it in that way. It's easy. Everybody, go. Bring weed with you.
Dude, bring weed is so much more fun.
TSA, don't listen to this, but yeah.
Straight up, don't check me right now.
Yeah,
but dude, I took some. They looked. I won't say what they actually look like, but they look like these little, like there's the little weed breath mints.
Sure.
And they were super strong. I took 2 on this 12-hour plane ride. I literally took one, woke up 6 hours later, woke up, ate food, took another one, passed out. I was there. I was like, yo, I'm here.
Yeah. Skip all the bullshit.
Dude, skip the bullshit. Okay, enough about that. But, okay. So you're doing a bunch. What was the motivation for Fuzz? Why the name? Why?
All right, we'll go back to the touring thing. So anytime that we went to a new city, we were in North Carolina. I can never remember what the city is called, but we were just like, okay, what's the closest specialty coffee shop? All right, we're gonna go to this place. It says something coffee and records, and I go to this place. And the coffee was like, it was all right. They were just doing pour overs. Like, I think that it was like more of like a second wave kind of shop. But they had vinyl, and I was picking through vinyl, and I was drinking my coffee, and I was like, this is such a cool experience. I mean, this is what I do at home all day. Is I just spin records all day, and I just make coffee until I'm just like shaking. Yes. And I was like, I want this in San Diego. You know, I see a lot of people leave San Diego to pursue these kinds of ideas, and I was like, no, I want this here. You know, so obviously it hasn't happened yet, but it's a huge goal, and as soon as like things kind of normalize a little bit, like we're absolutely gonna do it. So it's a vibe. It's just a vibe I want to be a part of. You know, I want to listen to music all day. I want to pull shots for people, and I want people to be like, check out this record, and we're gonna buy it, and we're gonna spin it in the shop, and I just want to share tunes with people.
Did you know? Steel Mill sells records.
Oh, yeah.
That's like part of the shit here.
Yeah,
like amongst other things. I mean, there's a chopper. I don't know if you saw the chopper behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Up on top over there.
Oh, shit. I actually didn't see that.
That's Riley's bike.
Perfect.
Dude, that thing has like a suicide clutch.
Yeah.
And he has to like.
Do you ride?
Nah, hell nah. No. Bro, I'm not going to act like I know, but like I seen Riley on that thing once.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, bro, what's popping with that thing? And like Shay was like, bro, it's so sketchy. He's like, you got to do this suicide. And I was just like, yeah, I would never ride that thing. Like, dude, I rode a motorcycle once.
Yeah.
It was a 250. Or no, a 50. Little baby ass thing.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend at the time, and she's like, have you ever ridden a motorcycle? I was like, no. So I was like riding it. And then I was like, and I like went around a corner and just fucking
oh my god.
Flew off. I was like, I'm not meant to be on bikes, bro. It's just not going to happen.
You should try it again.
Dude.
You probably like it. You got a lot of cool friends around here. They all got cool bikes, you know?
Dude, just wait till the Steel Mill commercial drops, bro.
Yeah?
You're in for a treat.
Okay.
You see how badass Little C is. Like,
yeah.
It's the way you say it's a vibe about Fuzz.
Yeah.
When you come here, bro, it's so much a vibe because they...
Oh, I can already see it. I've wanted to come here. I was just telling the other guy... I forget what his name was. But
Shay.
I was like, dude, I've been trying to come here since you guys opened, but like your hours are crazy, and I live like an hour away from here. So by the time I get here, it's closed, and I'm bummed because like finally in here, I'm like, the shop is gorgeous, and yeah, it's punk, you know, like they got the records. It's just, dude, it's a cool vibe. Whatever this thing is, live at the mill, dude. It's trippy. I wanna. Dude, they do. Hit the DMT pen and just stare at this, you know. So.
We need to talk offline about that real quick. Check. So this thing, they do shows here, like full on, dude. Very cool. Is so legit. I came for one, and it's like live at the mill. It was the Mother or the Spirit Band or Mother Spirit Band. I'm sorry guys if you listen to this, but they had a violinist.
Okay.
And then like bass, guitar, drums. Dude was sitting right here. All of this was just chords everywhere. Them shredding.
I love it.
And it's like live on Instagram, whatever. So many photographers, so many photos, and then like so many videos, and then like Riley's standing like right there under the Judas Priest, and he's just like filming it just live, like
killer.
Dude, watching a show, I was losing my mind because I haven't seen any live music. We were talking about this before the podcast too. It's like I love hip hop. Hip hop is I am hip hop in my opinion. Like that is me, G. Like everything about how I am in my life is because of hip hop music.
Yeah.
The hustle, the way I look, the way I talk, the way I like whatever.
Sure.
But then I love music. So it's like, yo, if I see a violinist right here who's just like, killing it, just like,
totally.
like, dude, I'm like mesmerized. And shout out to the rest of that band. That was all the dudes. Like, I love it when dudes are just playing instruments and they're fucking
just vibing.
Just vibing. Yeah. Like the hair. Like my brother, totally. My brother, when I grew up, he was in metal bands for as long as I can remember.
Sick.
He used to throw my rap CDs out the window. He's like, what the fuck is this, bro? He's like, you're my brother. No, you listen to this.
Oh my gosh.
And he would like make me listen to Slayer and Metallica and all these other things, which is fine.
Sure.
But I was like, yeah, dude, like, no, I actually really like this music. But then I would go back in my room and I would like MC Hammer,
Oh, for sure.
you know, or like do the Bartman,
Yeah.
like little kid stuff, Vanilla Ice, like, son. And he's like, you're not gonna change. I'm like, no, like I
No,
like to dance, G.
That's you.
Yeah.
Part of Caffeine and Green. I love it.
Dude, who influences you? Like, because I mean, I'm assuming you have some influence, like people who have influenced you to not only be as driven as you are, but also musically.
Yeah. Well, for Fuzz, Iggy Pop, dude. And I saw it on the bathroom in here. They got the Stooges record up in here. But, man, that guy's nuts. And
Iggy Pop.
Yeah, I love him, dude. I got to, you ever heard of Desert Days?
Yes.
Yeah, I went a couple years ago. He headlined. It was like insane, dude. That guy's so old and just weathered, and he's still killing it.
But he's still in shape too.
Yeah,
Homie has like an 8-pack.
Yeah, like weirdly in shape, dude. And just doing really cool shit like Gucci commercials with Tyler the Creator and A$AP Rocky.
Because he's not even bad looking. It just looks
No.
like he's weathered. Like,
Yeah.
yo, homeboy has never put a shirt on in his life.
He's lived. He's lived is how I would say. Dude, it was cold that night too. Like it was like midnight and it's like 60 out. I mean, maybe it's not cold.
That's
for some
not
people.
cold for everyone else.
In San Diego, that is very cold.
That is freezing full.
Yeah. Oh man, it was like 92 days ago and it's like 80, 75 this week. I got a jacket on.
Sweater
now.
and a beanie.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you guys, you can't see this. He's wearing a sweater and a beanie.
It's cold now. Yeah.
It's 76 outside.
But
Bro.
Iggy Pop came out and he was shirtless and he was living, dude.
Just kidding.
I loved it. It was amazing.
He doesn't even have like saggy skin.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
No, he's pretty saggy.
Is he saggy?
He's pretty. Well, he's wrinkly for sure.
I mean,
He
wrinkly's
looks
not
like
saggy though.
He's like a piece of beet leather, you know. Piece of beef jerky just walking around, dude.
yo, but his hair is fantastic.
Fucking amazing.
It's
dude.
so long and nice.
You ever see those memes that they always compare Jennifer Aniston to him? Because
Yeah.
like, oh, dude, it cracks me up.
dude, his hair, because they had the same haircut. It's like feathered almost.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, yo,
Yeah.
what is that?
Yo, but another person who influences me, and I think you could relate to this since you're a skater, is Ed Templeton, dude. That guy is
Whoa.
fucking amazing. dude.
Okay, please explain.
Toy Machine, obviously. He was a pro skater for forever, and he's also a huge photographer. I don't know if you know that.
I know. I mean, like he's always done a lot of the graphics and art for Toy Machine.
Yeah.
So
But he also has put out like several film photography books. Deadbeat Club is like a huge film photography publishing company, and how I got into it was just seeing his books, honestly, and I just loved it. They were cool. They're raw. It's street photography, a lot of black and white. Yeah, it was different. I like seeing skaters, like, you know, a lot of them just kind of fizzle out, it seems like, you know, skating is like their one-stop shop, and he's someone who, like, not all, I'm not trying to like blanket skaters, but
No
like,
worries, dude.
but he just fucking, he did it, you know. He was just like, I'm gonna take every art outlet that I can, and I'm gonna run with it, and I think that's fucking cool.
it's super cool.
Yeah.
No, I knew he was super into art, and I know what he does all the things, and I definitely knew he had a couple art shows, but I didn't know about the books.
Dude, huge. Him and his wife too.
Yeah, I knew his wife was super artistic, if you will.
Totally.
Derm, shout out my boy Demetrius. He works for Toy Machine.
Oh,
actually,
sick.
he works for Tom Yoto. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
But he does all the Toy Machine stuff, dude. I have to send you his Instagram. It's
Okay.
so funny because he's walking in the warehouse like, you see this? He's like, check it out. All right, guys, we got these sick. And he's like such a skateboard nerd. He
Sure.
fucking, dude, so funny. He'll like pull his boards out and he's like, you see this graphic right here? They haven't made this since I was like 13.
Love
He's
that.
like, how do we have this? Or like he got a new cart in the alley, like in the aisles. He's like,
Sure.
look at this. This cart can just go side to side. It spins it around. He's like, oh my god.
Oh, I love
Look
it.
at this cart. It's like such a skateboard thing. But then he rips super hard. So
Sick. Tom Yetto, man. I haven't heard that in a long time. I went there as a kid, and I got to just like walk down the aisle and pick out whatever board I wanted. I picked
what?
I got a Zero. I don't know. Had like a Ninja on it. I wanted some like hookups looking board with like a girl with big boobs on it, and the person I was with was like, "Nah, you don't get that.
You don't get that
Your-
here, said.
your
You're at
dad's
the wrong
gonna get all
company."
pissed. Yeah. But yeah, man, that place is super rad.
So you skate too?
I used to skate.
You used to skate.
I'm gonna trip you out right now. I see you got a Route 44 tattoo over there.
Well, that was like honestly it was going to be something I was going to talk to you about because
So you already know about
the
this?
well, no, the coffee and the records.
Oh.
And then I tatted Route 44 on me because even though like RIP to the original shop, I know they're back.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never been there. I've been there once.
Yeah.
But Matt's not involved really anymore. So like
Sure.
Matt, literally when I was looking for a shop, it was between Willie's Workshop and Route 44. And I walked into Route 44 and I brought my dad. And like without giving you like a really quick summed up version of my pops, he didn't like me skating.
Sure.
I walk in there with my pops and he thought skating was a joke. And Matt's like, yo, I've seen your video parts. I heard you were looking for a shop sponsor. And I was like, yeah, that's why I came in. And he's like, you're on.
Sick.
And he like put his hand out and shook my hand. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm down. It's like you go where you're wanted.
Yeah.
Not to say Willie never looked out for me. Willie had my back super hard.
Sure.
And I probably would have rode for Willie's, honestly, just because I liked Willie a lot. And without even knowing Matt. But the way Matt came across and in front of my pops, I was like, this is my shop.
Yeah, totally.
I had, do you know Scooter or Connor Getzloff?
I know of him, yeah.
He did this. And then this is in his garage at this kid who used to work there. It's Brandon Perlson.
Okay.
It was in his garage. We did it there. And then he did this same tattoo when he started working at Till 2.
Awesome.
So it's like mad different. But I was like, yo, put Route 44 on there. He's like, for life? And I was like, it's Route 44 for life.
Yeah.
Well, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Matt's my uncle.
What?
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
we're homies.
Yeah.
We're
I
homies
was
so
saving
hard.
that one for the podcast because
Dude!
I knew you would trip about that.
Dude,
but,
that's
yeah.
your uncle?
Yeah.
I
that's my
love
uncle.
your uncle so much, bro.
I know, dude. I wish Root was like back in full swing, but
I know.
is what it is.
It is what it is, man. But he's honest to God. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. Like, if it wasn't for Matt, I don't even know, bro. Like, he kind of kept me skating. Like,
Sure.
I was getting Flow for Habitat at the time, and I was having good sponsors. But it was weird. It's like the dude who I don't know. He was like the brand manager for DNA.
Okay.
And he was like, you need to have a shop sponsor. And I was like, I've made it this far in skating. Like, why do I need a shop sponsor now? And he's like, you live in San Diego. You need to have a shop sponsor. Sure. And I pick Route 44. And he's like, we can't really get DNA in there. And I was like, well, you didn't tell me which shop to ride for, bro. Like,
yeah.
I went where I was wanted. And Matt, like, bro, to this day, I would only take like one shirt, maybe a hoodie, and then like a board.
Sure.
And I would like space it out.
Yeah.
But every time I went in there, like, what do you need? What do you need? Take it for free. I'm like, no. I see the shop. I'm gonna pay.
Yeah.
I don't need the free stuff.
And he's almost too generous, but I love that he same thing, dude. He created his own community, that wasn't there. My uncle, huge inspiration for me. He had this awesome fucking skate shop.
Yeah.
Records were a huge thing. Then he passed that along to Mikey over at Pack Rat.
Yeah.
His vintage clothes thing that he was doing there too. Dude, when I was like a teenager, that was like the only spot I would go. I'd go get my fucking blue Dickies, and then I'd go over there, probably get some winos. I know you know about the winos. Yeah.
Damn.
And then he'd always have these really cool collared shirts that I always buy, and it just made me look real 70s. And yeah,
that's epic.
I loved it. Yeah,
dude, that makes a lot more sense about Fuzz now. And to be honest with you, now I love your company, bro. That I know that like
Cool.
You're with Matt, like dude, he changed a lot of my experience in San Diego.
Cool.
Like. One of the last one of the last injuries that I had from skating, like when I was like skating full time and really hard,
Sure.
was skating a demo in support of the City Heights skate park getting built. And it was like me, Brandon Perlson. Did you know Lenny?
No.
He was like this taller Mexican guy, rode a motorcycle. So it was like Lenny, Scooter, Brandon.
Okay.
And then Scooter wasn't there at the demo, but it was us three. And then we skated it, and like, dude, I fell on my rib like twice off this like bunk ass little quarter pipe that was there, and it was so bad. But I was trying so hard for all the kids and stuff, It's like Route 44 demo,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
these are the riders, kind of thing. And I seriously took riding for Route 44 so serious.
Cool.
I always like rock the shirts. I still rock the shirts.
Oh, same here.
Like.
I've got my 2 old ones that I'm going to wear until they're just like ripping off of me,
Bro, I will not get rid of them. I don't care how gray they get. Like, those things literally are going to have to fall off of me.
Totally.
Dude, how's he doing?
I don't know. I actually haven't seen him in a while, just because of everything going on right now. I haven't seen a lot of family, but he's working and he's a part of Root in some capacity. I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah, I mean they did it, dude. Years ago when they were like making the switch over to that one, they did like a pop up and he was there and they were like, "Yo, Matt's there," and I was like, "Yo, I like went immediately."
That changes it, yeah.
Dude.
If
I
he's
went
there,
immediately.
everybody's going.
Yeah, everybody. Bro. I was like, how does that feel to be? Everybody's just so down for you, G. Like, yo, that.
Yeah.
Because he's the man.
Yeah, totally.
When he used to like skate at Memorial too,
Dude.
he would bring his son, like in the stroller.
Jack. Yeah.
Dude, how old is his son now?
Dude, Jack's like, now he's like 7 or 8, something like that.
Oh my
but
God.
Alita, his daughter, she's like, oh my God, I don't even know, 15 or something now. It's crazy. Years fly by, man. Yeah, I remember her just being a little kid, and here I am. I just turned 30 this year, so.
Dude, congratulations.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 30 Club.
Good decade so far.
Dude, okay, so we'll shift gears a little bit from that, but so we're talking about Fuzz. What made you want to get into roasting? Like, you checked out coffee shops and stuff, but
Sure.
at some point you had to realize, like, yo, you could roast this, and there's like profiles, and you started learning all the science and the technical parts of it.
Totally.
What got you into that?
I don't know. I guess like I was like in a life transition, of like doing music full time, and it was kind of like looking for something new to take up. And I'd already been working at the coffee shop, and I was like, man, like I wanna double down on coffee. Like this is all I do anyways. Like I wanna learn to roast. I wanna know a little bit more about where my coffee's coming from and whatnot. I mean, I get to do a little more sourcing these days, and and blend composition is fucking awesome. Cupping, is my jam. So yeah, I'm basically just that. Yeah.
And did you have a mentor?
Mm-hmm.
You did.
Several, but I would say the one I learned a lot from was this guy Bartleby, who works with me still at Modern Times. He's the one who's doing all of the sourcing now. Tessie also, she's the head of coffee. She showed me a lot. And then the head roaster, who's not there anymore, her name's Lily. She showed me a lot of like the technical aspects, food science related stuff. She was a Q grader and a food science major. So,
oh wow.
Yeah, all of that kind of stuff I learned from her.
Damn.
Yeah.
I
have a really lucky crew that I get to work with over there, and I'm stoked now that I get to pass that information on to someone new. I feel like in San Diego, especially, really just in coffee, like it's hard to get a roasting job. It's this really coveted thing, and I think anyone can be a roaster if you want to be, if you're interested in it. Like anyone can do it.
Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
I think
profiling's hard. I think you have to learn a lot to do that. But I think if you wanted to just be a production roaster and follow profiles, anyone can do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, they make the Dietrich IR5s that just like you literally just press a button and all you have to do is set the profile and it follows it. Not to a T, but it's automatic. It's a Tesla.
Yeah.
It's like that's
Totally.
what it is. But it's very interesting. As big as the coffee scene is here in San Diego, there's not a lot of roasters.
Totally.
To really be involved, from whether it's from here in Oceanside all the way down to the border, you pretty much know. It's really, like I said, it's really hard not to meet them. Like I've literally
100%.
even met the roaster from Heartwork.
Yeah.
Like I was in there getting a shot, and the dude was standing right there. I was like, oh, he's the roaster. I was like, oh man, I don't know you.
Who is
Kano. I don't remember his name.
Oh,
It's been a minute now, but like I've never seen him. He's an older guy.
Okay.
But like, hey man, there's not a lot of us here.
Totally.
It's super surprising for as much coffee as there is here.
Yeah.
Because I agree. I think from early in the conversation, I feel that the scene is big here. Yeah. But it's big in a way that it's so spread out that it's not like on top of each other the way it might be in San Francisco or.
There's so much more room to grow here,
dude.
Too. Yeah.
I mean,
San Francisco's like 8 miles by 8 miles, so
yeah, it's a 7 by 7 box.
There it is.
That's what it is.
So
yeah,
that's to be expected. But I hear you. Point taken.
Yeah, it's like, dude, here, it's if you're in the specialty coffee realm, if you will, it seems like, because especially with social media, that like everybody's there and like, oh my God, there's so much going on. But then you like in real life, it's like. Yeah, it's just kind of spread out. But
totally.
The people who know about it. But then there's still so much demographic and so many customers that can be had in any part of San Diego that it's like,
Oh yeah.
there's still enough room for everybody to be eaten.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
I mean, case in point, another reason we wanted to have you on the show. I'm gonna grab one of these.
Oh.
Do you need one?
Yeah. Thank you, sir. We just got some new beers.
Off that ice pack.
Oh, that's good.
Son. Yes. Oh, here we go. You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Son.
Oh yeah.
Salute.
Salute.
Yeah, it's really good. What'd you think about the Tahine one?
Oh, I loved it. It's awesome.
It's pretty sick, yeah. Shout out Booze Brothers. Booze Brothers, Modern Times collab.
They should. I'm sure they have also. Modern Times collabs with everyone.
Dude, it's the one thing I wanted to talk to you about too is that like I don't think we've talked about it yet, is that we both are the newest like brands in San Diego in this last month. October, I dropped on the 1st. What day did you launch?
Oh, man. Something around then, if not like the same day.
I feel like it was like the week after.
I turned my phone off.
Oh,
so-
you're fine. You're fine.
So I can't look. Yeah, but I'm just being responsible.
I respect that. I respect that, and that's super awesome. Thank you so much.
You got it. I think whatever the first Monday of October was, which I think is the 5th. That's when we did it.
That sounds
So
about
around
right.
the same time. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that was so badass because we didn't talk about this yet, but we talked about it before the podcast. Nick Shields.
Yeah.
I saw your post on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I was like, Fuzz Coffee, Coffee and Records. And I was like, sounds a lot like Route 44. And I was like, and then I'm like, I see Siri Cimarron pop up on it. I'm like, yo, you're talking to Siri Cimarron? I need to know who you are. And then I see like other people who are like specialty coffee homies of mine.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, you know like some of my closest friends, some of my closest coffee friends.
Sure.
And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm like, how do I not know this guy? I need to meet him. And then so I go to the first episode of the podcast back from since quarantine.
Mm-hmm. This is?
Well, no, not this one.
Okay.
The one I did with Nick Shields.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so like I go to Nick Shields' house and he's like, yo, dude, there's this guy. He works at Modern Times. He's a roaster. And I was like, already, I'm interested. Yes.
Yeah.
And he was like, his name is Seancarlo. He owns this company that he just started called Fuzz Coffee. I was like, stop playing. I was like, I've seen this on Instagram all day. And who is this? He's like, do you want me to make the introduction? I'm like, yes, make the intro now, please. I didn't say it like that, but I was like, please tell me. Like, yo, I need to link up with this dude. I want to not only have you on because it's like, I've seen your stuff on Instagram. Had I not known you, I would have reached out anyways.
Sure. But
the fact that you know Nick Shields and you work with him and Shield This Mag and like, dude, I was like, this is meant to be.
Definitely.
We need to make this happen.
Oh, yeah.
So tell me about that.
Cheers.
Cheers, bro. Like, why? Like, was it? How many months in the making was it when you were getting Fuzz going? Like,
dude, I mean, so I've been talking about, probably like you too, wanting my own coffee shop forever. You know? But we were gonna drop it in March. And
whoa.
Yeah, and pandemic happened, and we were just like, we had like 3 pop-ups planned. One up here at this place called Ransack Vintage. That was gonna be like our like big drop. We were gonna be out there pouring coffee. We had a ton of records. Dude, I got like way too many records just sitting in my room right now. But things were just seeming kind of eerie, and I was like, man, maybe we shouldn't do this right now. And we ended up pulling out of it, and then next week, lockdown. And we were like, okay, guess that was good. Like, I didn't want to announce it and then just get kind of lost in the shuffle. And I'm happy we didn't. I don't know that now is like a better time to do it, but part of it is I was sitting on 150 pounds of green, and I was like, wow, we got to get this out.
Yeah, we need to move it.
But we did some sample roasting. We were like, it's tasting good still. We can sit on this for a little bit longer. And we were like, okay, things are getting like a little more normal, so let's fucking do it. Like, as good a time as any. People are bored. People are going to be on their phones. Let's like blast social media and get all our friends to check it out. And we just went for it. And it's been good so far. We sold out of like our first 50-pound bag, so we're on to the second one. And
congratulations, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm
dude.
Stoked.
Damn, 150-pound bag. That's so sick.
Yeah. And not a lot to some people, but for us who are just like,
bro, you're doing only e-commerce.
Yeah, I know. Which is, dude. Yeah, don't even get me started. That's like the one thing I was completely trying to avoid was doing any e-commerce. We wanted to, set the vibe. I don't know if you've been to Long Play down in shit, where is it? Down in like Barrio Logan, basically. But it's this
What-
dude who's doing something kind of similar. But he's doing coffee hi-fi. So you get a coffee and then he spins records and like curates a whole playlist for you, vinyl only. And you have to book out like an hour, hang out there and whatnot. Yeah, you haven't heard about this?
What?
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is in the barrio.
Yeah.
In Port Vita's like little area.
Yeah, it's like a little further south, off Imperial. I'll hook you up with the dude. His name's G. He's awesome.
His name is G.
Yeah.
Quit playing, yo.
Yeah.
I'm down.
I had some point to make with that. Oh, he sets the vibe. And I fucking love it, dude. We wanted to do the same thing. I didn't even want to sell coffee online, and I had to make that transition pretty quick. Luckily, I like have a pretty good background in doing that kind of thing. But eventually, like, yeah, we'll still sell stuff online, but I want to set the vibe. You know, that's the whole thing with Fuzz is just curating a good time for people.
Dude, on that note, I mean, I knew it was going to be only online, for me. So e-commerce is still a battle every day, but I still hustle my coffee. I'm more like person to person right now. Like, I'll get orders online for sure, but people I ship out. I'm multiple states already, which shout out to all of you people. Shout out to people in Virginia. We were talking about people who listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Dude, somebody in Virginia, if you're listening, I don't know who you are. DM me. I see all the downloads. I appreciate the fuck out of you. You're awesome. And Ireland. Shout out to people in Ireland. Yo, they are caffeine and green lovers out there.
Sick. Love that.
Order some coffee, please. But like, just thank you for listening. But dude, it's on that note. What I wanted to say to you was, just for comparison here, we would sell pre-COVID when I was working at 7 C's. We would not barely sell like a couple bags a month. It was like we were literally. All the bags we were selling were all at the shop.
Totally.
All in person, just moving. And then it was like farmers market, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even that, it gets slow.
Oh, yeah.
But then COVID happened and we weren't roasting at all. Everything was shut down. And then started getting hit up by homies like, I'm at my house, like, yo, you got 5-pound bags, you got this, you got that. It's like, I would start hitting up the owner. I'd be like, yo, people are hitting me up to get coffee. I think we should roast.
Yeah.
And then like we'll do it all like super low key, like maybe middle of the day or even the middle of the night, whatever. Like if it's like getting crazy, if it got crazy. And we went from roasting once a day or every like 2 weeks. And it started out like maybe 3-4 hours.
Sure.
And it was like, whoa, like, cause that thing would be pumping like 4 days a week.
Oh, sure.
And then through like social media and, realized we're in lockdown for months and months. We ended up going up to like 3 days, almost 4 days, roasting full days, all online orders.
Oh my God.
All
that's
of
insane.
it. I mean, they definitely it's definitely tapered off.
Yeah.
I mean, just because, but I was like, dude, this is crazy.
That's nuts.
And especially it's social media. It just shows you how much you just need to like always be producing content. It's crazy the world we live in now. It's like, I don't know. I think I was talking to Shay about this earlier. I did this photo shoot and I got all these photos and I had like, dude, I had like 40 images.
Sure.
I think I've used all of them already. And it's like, we haven't even, it's been a month.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I know.
It hasn't even been a month. November 1st will be a month that I've been in business.
Yeah.
Stop. Like, yo.
Yeah.
Like,
It's tough,
it's
dude.
constant.
Yeah. But we chose this life.
Exactly.
Like
exactly. Shout out Katie.
Yeah.
Yo, like, thank you, Katie. But man, I love it so much. I mean, tell me more about your band too. We haven't even discussed it. You're in a band.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've been playing in tons of bands for years. I have a band called Downers that I play in. It's kind of like shoegazy, dream pop kind of stuff.
I don't really know what that kind of music is. Tell me what is this?
It's vibey. It's loud. It's really pretty guitars, but kind of droney.
Okay.
That's how I would describe it.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard of Slow Dive or My Bloody Valentine.
I've heard of My Bloody Valentine. Okay.
Not to be confused with Bullet for My Valentine, because that's what everybody thinks that it is. But
no, the first one.
Farmer.
Farmer.
Yeah. They're like the shoegaze band. Check it out when you're done with here.
Shoegaze.
Shoegaze, yeah. It's my favorite kind of music.
Okay.
Yeah. We nothing crazy, just a local band and whatnot, but I love it. Actually, it was really cool. Last year we got to do a release. We put out a record. It's called Sugar Rush. We pressed it to vinyl, and we incorporated coffee into it. So we got coffee and tea, and we got Modern Times to make a blend for us, the Sugar Rush blend. 50 parts natural Ethiopia, 50 parts washed Ethiopia. Put them together, one from each roaster.
What was the first one?
Natural Ethiopia.
Oh, so it was an Ethiopia blend.
Yeah.
So
One
natural and then
one
washed.
yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And then we got each from each roaster, and then packaged it to sell with the vinyl. And then we did a CD release show at Gym Standard, Swish, that's what it's called now. It's right next to Coffee and Tea Collective. I don't know if you've seen that. It's a really cool art shop, though. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I walked by there the other night, and it's normally, like, you know that street, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I was walking by, and I'm like, I didn't expect to see anything, and all of a sudden I look over, and I'm like, yo, there's, like, it's popping in there.
Oh, yeah. There was a cool, actually, film photography book release a couple of nights ago. Terra Mia. It's like... It's like a documentation of Barrio Logan and a lot of their like young Chicano film photographers. It's super fucking cool.
Sick.
Yeah, so they were just doing their showcase there. But yeah, we did the band thing. We played a show inside of there. I got a couple of our buddies to play, and then selling vinyl. We were doing cold brew and hot coffee at like 7 or 8 at night, and people were buying it because
guaranteed.
They were just stoked, and I was like, "What do you guys are crazy? Like, don't drink coffee right now. Like, this is nuts."
But let me get a little sip.
Yeah. Oh, I drank it for sure. I was on cloud 9 that night. It was awesome. So that was cool. I've been trying to incorporate music and coffee for forever.
That's what's popping.
We actually have Fuzz is gonna do yeah, I'll say it. We're going to do there's this band called Mating Ritual from San Diego, and we're going to do a collab with them. So it's going to be our first music collab that we're going to do. Something I hope I can do more regularly with some bigger bands, some fuzzier stuff, if you will.
Oh, fuzzy.
But yeah, we're going to release a coffee for them with their record that's coming out. And I hope to do just like tons of that kind of shit, Like
Dude,
the more collaborative, the better.
Dude,
it's like you said, it's like an art form. It's just fun, I'm like, what coffee do you like? What do you think's going to like mesh with your tunes that are coming out right now? Ooh. So we got a cupping set up. We're going to play the record along with it and be like, this is the vibe. This goes with it. And put it out for people.
Wait, cupping setup? Yeah. What do you mean?
Well, I got a couple coffees for them to try. We're gonna cup. We're gonna have 2 cups for them, 2 cups for me.
Yeah.
Not a traditional cupping, but
of course, yeah, social distancing cupping.
A tasting, if you will, then.
Yeah.
And see what they like and see what they think meshes with their sound. So that should be pretty cool.
Oh, dude, I fuck with you so hard, Full. Like I love that about you because I'll say it. I haven't announced it or anything, but my homegirl Tyler Schaefer, Ty Shay, shout out Southside. I sponsor her.
Okay.
So I didn't want to do a collab. I wanted to be like, hey, I see you. She was looking for a coffee sponsor, and she's like, I love coffee. She functions off of it super hard.
Okay.
And she was just down. She's even been down like. I was trying to make like flavored coffees for a little bit because I had to do it for a wholesale client that I got. And she's like, I love cinnamon. I was like, yo, I got all this extra cinnamon syrup. I'll make you some flavored coffee. Did not understand that there's a reason why flavored coffee comes pre-ground because that shit is like candy.
Oh, yeah.
And then I gave it to her, but I gave her like 8 bags. And I was like, yo, I'm so sorry. You need to grind it. But like, I'm not going to grind it at the collective because Elliot even looked at it. He was like, I'm like, don't worry, it's whole bean, but it's fine. But I told her, she's like, dude, I'll drink it. I don't care. Just grind it. I'm like, she's going to grind it. So either way, but the point of that is that I'm doing a pro bag for Tyler.
Sick. I love that.
Dude, she such a sweetheart. She's such a G and she bangs like, son, she has a fight on the 15th. I'm like over here just like hyping her like, oh, Tai Shay, son. All the smoke,
okay,
like
cool.
It's going to be so fun. We got, I guess I will say, yeah. I have like a 4-minute documentary coming out here on her.
Cool.
We've been working on it mad tough. So like on my Instagram stories, like it's always her training, like in the gym, just getting ready for a fight. And it's like, I'm just there filming, like getting ready. I'm going to do we got some sick shit going, but we're going to do a bag and it's gonna be it's gonna be called the South Side
Oh, I
because
love
that's what
that.
her nickname is.
Okay, cool.
Yo, and then
you can put me down for a bag. I'm gonna buy
bro,
one right now.
you want to go to the fight? I have
Yeah.
a ticket.
Yes, yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
We're gonna go to the
awesome.
fight.
That's cool. That's what coffee does.
Dude,
That brings a community together of people, dude.
Because you
It's like-
don't need to
I
be
used to say-
pretentious.
Totally. I used to say the same thing about weed too. You know, it brings like friends together. You know, you just meet people you wouldn't meet just because you can share a bowl together. But I still smoke, but like
Yeah.
you know, coffee is more how I'm meeting people nowadays. So you know too. That's why we're here. So.
I mean, that's 100%. When we were talking about it before the podcast, I'd asked you, I was like, do you know what caffeine and green means? And it's funny is because I feel like I need to definitely reiterate that it's not all about weed. It's not about, because like, yo, what else is green? And it's funny, it's because like, depending on who you talk to in specialty coffee, or let me rephrase, depending on who you talk to when you talk to me.
Yeah.
If I'm talking to a coffee roaster, like the first time I met Joe Morocco, shout out Joe, hope you're listening, best ever. He was like, oh, green, like green coffee. And I was like, Joe, yes. Hell yes, that's perfect.
That's oh my god, I should have gotten
Dude,
that of
I
all
mean-
people, but you know, Big J is the one who told me about it. So, and that guy's a stoner. So I just kind of figured, you know,
Dude, Jay's been on the podcast, seriously, so many times. Like by himself and then multiple times with Sprocast.
cool. Love it.
And literally the first, like last year before I went to Europe, we did one. It was me, Sari Simran, and Jay.
Okay.
And Jay was just sitting there like rolling mad blunts. And like, I think even like, the other the other person in the room was rolling blunts too. And I was just like, this is so sick. I love it. And it was like, I was making them tequila drinks.
Love
Dude,
it.
we were turning up, son. Like,
yeah.
because by this point they'd each been on the show individually, where I just have like a conversation like this, and then
Sure.
it's like, yo, we're gonna get Marco, we're gonna get Big J, dude, I've had all of the Sprocasts, like the original Sprocast. It was like Asa, not all
Troy,
together,
them.
but like
yeah.
Troy has been on. I think, has Troy even been on the show?
Man, I did Sprocast one time, and
Oh my
we brought some beer, and Troy got drunk, dude, and it was fucking awesome.
Dude, Troy, shout out Troy if you ever listen to this, G. Yo, he's the homie. He moved back to
Oh,
the
yeah.
Bay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why I haven't seen him.
Dude, yeah. I mean,
I haven't seen a lot of people lately, but you know.
Dude, he calls himself like the Vietnamese prince or something like that. Is that what it
I
was?
love
Would he
it,
be wearing
dude.
his jackets?
Yeah. That guy's a riot, dude. I love him.
Dude, it was like those guys, but then Jay, just in general, like,
Dude, good people.
shout out Jay. I go to,
Shout out Lou too, Jay's dog.
dude, shout
Oh,
out
man.
Lou,
Yeah.
shout out Siri Simran, shout out Marco, shout out Sprometheus, all of them.
Yeah.
Ambar, yo, what's poppin', G? I see you. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, how did we not meet already? Like, we all know the same people.
I don't know. I'm surprised as you.
So, did you ever go to like the what were those called?
Throwdowns?
Yes, you already,
Come on. I work in coffee.
dude. You know what I'm talking about. Like,
But I went to some, but I wasn't as like religious as some people were about them.
Dude,
I,
yeah.
I suck at latte art. I can do a really good leaf. I was
like a Rosetta?
not even a rosetta.
Not a Rosetta. No, not
just
even a
just a
Rosetta.
leaf. And that's what I always tell people. They're like, do a Rosetta. And I was like, here's my cool leaf thing that I can do. And it looked good, but but by like latte art standards, no, it was trash.
Dude.
I could do a hard okay too. But alt milks, that was my jam. But yeah, I'd go hang out with people. I'd have a beer with them and whatnot. But I wouldn't compete because I didn't get like the crazy training that some people got, you know. Like my buddy
Yeah.
Justin, who worked at James, like he was like always watching me do my leaf thing, and then was always like, "Dang, that's crazy! I can't believe you can do that." And then he was just doing these like double Rosettas that were just like
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. So
Just they're like counting the lines. Like, I got like 8 or 9, 10
Yeah.
lines in there.
Oh yeah, and I'm just like, dude, this is fucking crazy. So shout out to James for just like training the shit out of your baristas and
Dude.
and making every drink proper. I love it.
Do you know Zumbar Coffee and Tea?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Totally.
I'm glad you know them.
Yeah.
Because that's where I learned. I learned under Steve Rail.
No shit.
Yeah, he was my mentor.
Okay.
Yeah, him and this.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but not Fuzz, but someone else that I kind of work for might do a collab at some point. So
with them?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, Steve is the best dude ever. Like, did the day I launched Caffeine and Green. Oh my God. I feel like that was like yesterday. It was like the first. It's like, dude, we're about to be in Halloween. Like, holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first day though, I launched it. Like the website went live, everything. I woke up and this girl that I'd been seeing, she was like, "What are you gonna do today?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, you launched your company today." And I was like, "Yeah, it's just another day.
Sure.
It's whatever. Like, I need to see if I'm gonna make some sales,
Yeah.
you know." And that was my mentality. And she's like, "Dude, she said, I think you need to hear this." Like, she saw, "You launched your company today." And again, I was like, "I know you keep saying this. What does that mean? Like, what are you trying to get at?" She's like, "You need to do something to celebrate." And I was like, I didn't even register that. And then I'm like, "Okay, wherever I'm gonna go, you have to come with me though, because like, you're the one who gave me the idea. I know you know what I'm talking about. Like, you're so one-tracked mind. You're focused on this other thing that you're not even thinking about, like, I'm going to celebrate. Like, no, I need to make some paper. Like, I need to do the business."
Oh, someone put a drink in my hand that night too, and I'm just like counting orders and whatnot, being like, okay, like how much do we actually need to roast for all this?
Same.
And then I'm like, someone's like, "Here's your drink. Congrats, you did your fucking thing today. That's awesome." And like, dude, I love to hear that. You know, like we're like, yeah, whatever.
It's
you
like
know?
whatevs, bro. Like, nah. But then, dude, it's so sad, and I apologize to her for this. You want to hear this kind of fucked up? Not really, I guess, but I'm sorry if you're listening. But it's social distancing. Like, I want to go to my favorite bar. So shout out to Fernside, shout out Bryn, all the homies, Christian, Shane, everybody, Essence. Yo, I see you. Lauren too. But I was like, yo, I hit up like my closest homies, like my homie Demetrius, Leov, Cass, Ray, my cousin. It was like, yo, I told my cousin, yo, I'm free tomorrow night. Just come through. Like, we'll go do dinner.
Sure.
And she just got married. And then I was like, yo, I hit her up in the morning. I'm like, yo, I just launched my company today. I totally forgot. But don't worry about me. I want to celebrate you just getting married. Because, like, she got married in the social distancing because so the family couldn't go.
Oh, totally.
So they came through. And I was like, there's only 8 people allowed. And and then my family was there. And I told the girl that I was seeing, I was like, yo, I don't think this is a good idea. Like, you meeting my family tonight. Like, yo, we literally just started hanging out. Like, sorry. And she's like, I was like, it's your idea though. I'm so sorry. And she's like, go hang out with your friends. She's like, and plus, once I heard your family was there, she's like, I was going to tell you I shouldn't hang out with you anyways. And I was like, mad respect.
She sounds real cool, man.
She's a G. Cool. She's a G. But then I was there with my family, some of my closest friends and people that I like, dude, I love my friends. Like, the people that were there that night, I love them with all of my heart. Like, I will do anything for them. Sure. Like, all of them.
Love that.
And I like walked out of there and I got a little turned. Like, it was like a fucking, I don't know, whatever day the first was, I got turned. I was like, I feel like it was like a Tuesday. And I was like, yo, this is tight. I had to ask my homie for a ride home. I was like, can you take me home, bro? And I had to roast the next day, and my car was still back over there, and I forgot.
Oh, my God. You just woke up.
I had to take an Uber. I had to take an Uber back over. Like, fucking dummy. Like,
wait, did you have to take an Uber up to San Marcos?
No, I took an Uber. I took an Uber from North Park to South Park.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. That's not that bad.
Minor.
I was like, dude, I don't know why I thought that. But
no, that would have sucked.
Yeah,
but I was super, like, I wanted to be early that day, and then I realized, because especially Uber now sucks. Like,
yeah, totally.
Not the biz no more.
No, definitely not.
But it was, regardless, that day, I'll remember that day forever. Like,
cool.
My friends got drunk. It was so funny. Shout out my homegirl Leov. She was sitting next to my boy Derm at one point, and they were like talking or something. And it was right then at that moment I realized. She's like, I didn't realize how drunk I was, because we were just like drinking.
Just having a good time. You're just stoked about it, man.
Yeah, like I have my favorite people around me, and it was like, I didn't even think that you should do this, because it's like you're so involved in your own head, because you're creating your own content. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. Do you do all your phone photos and stuff like that?
My what?
All your own photos and stuff.
Oh, for Fuzz? No, definitely not. I mean, I shoot a lot. You know, I shoot film photography. Mm-hmm. I suck at digital photography. You would think that there's like, you know, so I mean, they're similar. They're different. They're the same thing, definitely.
Yeah.
But I like film because you can fuck up and it looks cool. You know, that's what I like about it. I encourage mistakes. But no, I got a buddy who's also I go shoot with a lot. His name's Shane, and he's just like a social media whiz. In fact, he does a lot of stuff for James. He does a lot of stuff for Tired Eyes.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was like, I want to look as good as they do, and I can't do that. So like, I need your help. So we've been reaching out to him. But same thing though. I mean, I pay him what he's worth. I hope, Shane, I'm paying you what you're worth. But same thing, dude. It's tough coming up with content that you gotta like just put out regularly.
But see, that's the thing is like also, and this sounds super lame, but it's like the brand image.
Yeah.
You have to think, it's like, is this on brand?
Yeah.
And it's like with Caffeine and Green, and that was so funny.
What's your brand?
Yo, bro, what? So my brand, I guess to put it, that sounds so douchey. I swear, like dude.
No, I want to know.
No, I
it's
know.
Not douchey. You're just selling yourself and you're promoting yourself and you're stoked on yourself.
I'm feeling myself like Mac Dre, R.I.P. No, bro. I mean, what it is for me is that I don't like pretentious people. Okay. I don't. Because I think a little part of it is maybe like I was such an ass. My homie Ray Ray said it to me the other day really perfectly. He's like, you were an asshole when you needed to be. Like when I'm in my 20s, when I like became into my own, I was not cool in high school.
Okay.
I definitely came into my own, especially with my like my skating and stuff.
Sure.
So in my 20s, I was kind of a dick, and I was like feeling myself way too tough.
Sure.
But I got past it, bro. I was like, you get past it, it's like, I'm not a cool kid anymore, man. I just want to like do my shit and get the fuck on. Like, I don't need to be cool. But so when I got into coffee, that was the one thing I loved. Every aspect of coffee I do still to this day.
Cool.
But the pretentious shit, miss me with that.
Yeah.
Like, because I cannot deal with people who think you're tight. I don't care if it's coffee, rich people, anything. If you talk to me, like you talk down to me, bro, like, no.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna talk down to me like this. Like, son, miss me with that. We're human beings. I don't give a fuck how much money you make. You have this amazing company? Cool.
Yeah.
Wait, are you a good human?
Yeah.
Can you be polite?
Sure.
That's what's up. So one thing for me, it doesn't matter where I go in coffee, there's going to be no pretension. But then my main thing was like, when I worked for the previous roaster that I worked for, he loved that I wore my gold grill. Cause like, that's how I met Jay. Straight up. I went to an AeroPress contest at Hawthorne because I couldn't get into the AeroPress championships because I was roasting that day. So I was like, yo, I can't miss this day. So then Hawthorne threw one, and I went over there after work and like went in. I was like, can I sign up? They were like, you're the first person to sign up. And I was like, pay it. I was like, yo, I need to make sure I get my spot. Like super serious in my head, thinking that it was going to be like hella packed. There was like 10 people there, I mean, but there was more people in the crowd.
Yeah.
But after, like, I had chopsticks, and Jay was like, this guy has chopsticks. And then I was like wearing my grill. He's like, who the fuck is this guy wearing a gold grill at this coffee thing?
Yeah.
And I'm like bumping 6'9". I'm like all in my hood shit. Like, yo, I was like that. I don't believe that you have to look a certain way to be into like the scene.
Totally.
That's what I went with. And it's like, yo, at 7Cs, they loved that I wore a grill, and they capitalized on it. So I was like, if you can capitalize on me wearing my grill that I do just because that's who I am, then I'm going to do it my way.
Most definitely.
Like, and nobody's like, I've seen one company, and it's in Portland, Oregon. I'm sorry, man. I don't remember your shop's name, but he sells Nikes. This dude used to be a shoe designer at Nike, and he started a coffee shop. It's all hip hop oriented. All the baristas look mad steezy, like all hip hop stee. He sells Nikes on the wall, and then they serve coffee.
Really?
And like,
Oh,
and then
shit.
all
Never
his
even heard of
coffees
this.
named after like hip hop songs, like
I love
Juicy or like It Was All a Dream or like some. And I'm like, yo, I love this.
That's cool.
That's
like artistic coffee, and I love that.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I wanted. Like, I want Caffeine and Green to be a shop one day. I really do. And I have a vision for it, and it's gonna be so lit. Like, you're not even gonna know you're in a fucking coffee shop, son. But it's gonna be sick because people are gonna be educated, and you're gonna have that. And it's all about. That's why I fuck with Steel Mill so hard. Is that I told them, they like, when you coming on, like, what do you want Steel Mill to have? And like, dude, when you walk in here, you don't think that people are gonna know what they're talking about coffee. It's just an image. It's a vibe here.
Yeah.
But I love that Giles and Anna and Shay and Little C, they all know dude, Shay grew up in a coffee shop. His dad started a coffee shop in Idaho. That was Stumptown's first wholesale account outside of Oregon. I don't know if it was wholesale account in general, but I know it's outside of Oregon.
Okay.
So it's like, he's rooted in coffee.
Totally.
And that's who you were talking to when you were in here.
Yeah.
He knows coffee so well.
I love that.
Little C, he used to roast for James, and then he's been in the game for
I
a hot
remember him
minute.
from San Diego. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I told Giles and Anna, I was like, you guys are going to fucking just absorb everything I'm going to give you, and we're going to be like top notch.
Totally.
And that's what I want, because there's no pretension here. Like, they're going to walk in, they're thinking one thing, and then they're going to be like, oh yeah, like I know all this shit, and they look how they do, and they're the nicest people, and they're
100%.
awesome. That's what I wanted with Caffeine and Green. That's a long-winded answer, but
No,
I wanted it to be me, bro. Like, I am not a cookie cutter, white wall, gray, like
sterile.
you know, like I'm not this third wave shop anymore. And no hate to those shops that are out there like that, because I love them.
They paved the way.
They paved the way.
But we want to see something different.
Dude, I want you, when you experience my I'm sorry I did that. I don't know why I did. Like, I want you to, when you like experience my coffee, son, like you feel the vibe. Like, you understand the hustle.
Yeah.
You understand the grind. And it's more than just what you see me doing. It's the music I'm listening to. And that's why, like, I really, really wanted you to come on the show, is because music influences me so much in everything that I do, that it is reflected in Caffeine and Green. It's about Nipsey Hussle. It's about hustling and motivating, and like those days that you're not feeling it.
Sure.
But you got to get up and grind, and then you push yourself through it, and then you're like, at the end of the day, you're like, fuck yeah, I killed that shit today. And it's like, you can be stoked on yourself and not be arrogant or cocky.
100%.
But it's like, son, just like, you know, like a little pat on the back, give little hand hug, like, you know, whatever, like hug yourself. But it's, I want there to be an outlet for me and the people that don't fit, or like feel like they don't fit in this like coffee image. Like, I wear a gold grill. I usually have my hair lined up. I'm Mexican. Like, I fuck with hip hop. I love the culture. I love the vibe. Like, when you fuck with me, you're getting me.
Yeah.
You're getting me. And that's what Caffeine and Green is. It's an insight to my life and the way I see it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be like a quiet roaster who's like reserved to himself. You can be flamboyant and extroverted and fucking still know what the fuck you're talking about.
Absolutely.
And sound intelligent.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
that's what it is.
Third wave coffee, in my opinion, is moving to second and half wave coffee. I think people are. It's not inviting to people. You know what I mean? It's like, you walk into a shop and like, if you don't know what you're talking about, like, people are gonna like shoo you off and like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you want people to learn about what you're interested in? Like, why are you keeping all the like secrets to yourself? Like, it's fucking stupid. If I learned anything in modern times, it's that, like, I'm around beer all the time, and they're super collaborative. Mm-hmm. And coffee is not. And I'm always trying to talk to people about, like, other roasters about coffee, and I'm like, let's collab together, and they're like, nah, we don't want to. And I'm like, why? And they're like, we have our secrets about roasting. I'm like, it's literally basic food science. Like, you're just keeping secrets from other people, and you're like stunting the industry by doing that. Like, just fucking, like, I don't know, talk to people, collab with people, and like help it grow. That's how the beer industry grew to be what it is today.
Especially in San Diego.
Yeah. Now we're the mecca. You know, I used to go to Portland and think that, like, oh, that was the spot, and it is. But like, dude, San Diego is just like nothing else now. And I think coffee can be that. I think it just people need to like cut the attitude, like you're saying. So I fucking love that, dude. That's amazing. That's what coffee needs.
Dude, miss me with that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
it's fun. Let's make it fun.
well, that's the thing is, like, you know, it's funny, and I've actually never said this out loud, but like before, when I was working at Seven Seeds and I'd had the podcast, I'd be promoting everybody on there. But it's like, I went, and this only happened last week because I've had people who are not coffee people on the podcast a couple weeks leading up to Tyler last week. And I was like, I wrote the description or whatever that's going to be on iTunes and Spotify, all the things.
Sure.
Or whatever. And then I put the link to the Instagram, and then I put the link to their website, and then I'm like, I'm putting Tired Eyes' coffee above mine, and then I put my need coffee, need caffeine and green. Here's my website.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. But then I stopped myself and I was like, nah, fuck that. This is more than about sales right now. For me, this is about like doing what I've been doing. And it's to your point. Exactly. That's why I'm bringing it up, is that I don't really believe in not sharing. I mean, like, you can keep your recipes. You can say like, oh, it's a Brazilian or Sumatran or an African or whatever. You're not going to tell me the ratios. It's like, that's still your artistic
Totally.
twist on it. And that's what makes your coffee your coffee. At the same time, we can talk roast profiles. We could talk charge temps. We can talk these things like, oh, what kind of roaster did you use? Oh yeah, like I've done this, or like double wall, single wall, like all these things. And then it makes everybody grow. Dude, when I talked to Joe literally changed the way I thought about espresso. It's like, oh.
Is Joe the one who was talking about pre-roast blending?
Yeah.
Dude, I heard him talk about that recently, and like we were all listening to it like, whoa, like that's a controversial topic.
No.
And
I'm all pre-roast. It's because I'm so glad you brought that up, because he told me the first time I met Joe.
I want to try it after hearing that.
Dude,
so.
let's get into this.
All
Let's
right.
get a little geeky about this. Okay. I fucking used to do my espresso blends post roast blend.
Yeah.
They were super inconsistent.
Sure.
When the baristas would be like, "Yo, it's mad jumpy," and I was like, "I don't understand this," but it also has Robusta in it, so it's like, maybe this is why.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm talking like when it was super. You know how humid it gets here.
Oh yeah.
When the humidity, and then you have like this open air shop.
Oh, all of them.
Every 3 seconds, it's like redialing in, and it's
Yeah.
like you're wasting so much coffee.
Totally.
I had Joe. Dude, Joe came to the shop after we'd already been talking, and like before he came on the show, and I had seen him at Coffee Fest, and I was like, Joe, I'm having this problem. And I had a couple courses with him, so we were like talking by the end of the weekend, and he was like, dude, he did this such a G thing. For people who can't see, Joe, like, I was like, hey, I'm having this problem with my espresso, this, that, and this, blah, 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 blah. He like holds his chin, like thinks for a second. Have you tried to pre-blend the espresso? And I was like, the first thing I said, there's an Ethiopian in it. There's multiple beans that are mad porous, that are not the same density, different meters above sea level. That's not gonna work. And he's like, try it. He's like, because the energy is gonna transfer in between the beans at the same rate, and they're gonna cook at the same time. And I was like, all right. I tried it. Espresso came out better, more cohesive, and no jumping.
Wow.
Bro, I shit you not, bro. Ethiopians were cracking first crack at the same time as the other components that were mad porous and less dense.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. And still to this day, I was just talking. I won't say the name of the shop, but I was talking to a coffee person, a manager of a coffee shop, a close friend of mine, and she was saying, yo, I think the espresso changed. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, I think it's a post-roast blend. I was like, why? She's like, it's because you can taste the differences now. It tastes different in the way it roasts and in the way it pulls and all these things. And I was like, what was it like before it? She's like, I'm pretty sure the roaster said it was a pre-blend. And it was mad consistent and the flavors were more like better.
Whoa.
And I was like, whoa.
That is wild.
So tell me why you, though? Like,
Why?
why is it a controversial subject?
I don't know. I mean, exactly what you said. Different density, different moisture contents and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just from that perspective, like, you need to apply different, like, energy levels to each coffee.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I don't know, like, that's just basic me thinking about it. Like, hearing how Joe Morocco talked about it, like, the energy, like, between the beans and whatnot. I was like, I guess I've never thought about that before. I'm not a food science major either, you know? Like, my knowledge, I'm still learning, and I'll forever be learning.
Oh, forever. With coffee, you're never going to know everything.
The more I learn, the less I know, or
Dude,
realize I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an endless, like, universe that you're just looking into, like, damn.
But you know what? Like, someone just told me once, like, you don't do that. And so it's just like, I took it as law. Like, Yeah, I don't do that. Like, that's dumb. Why would anyone do that? That's what all the third wave shops do. That's what I'm gonna do. And you got to kind of unteach yourself that a little bit. I still do it, but it doesn't mean that I'm not open to trying it.
No, I'm still down for post-roast blends.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong. There's definitely blends that do not work that I've tried. I've legit tried. I was like, oh, well, if this is like the espresso blend is a pre-roast or is a pre-blend, why not I try this other blend that I do pre-blend?
Sure.
No, did not come out good. It was horrible. And then I did it the original way, post-roast, fire.
Sure.
So it's maybe I don't even want to say this because it's not it doesn't even saying it to myself in my head, it's like, no. I would say maybe just an espresso blend.
That's kind of what he was alluding to in the class that I took.
Okay.
So,
because you're going to take it darker anyways.
Yeah, totally.
So if you're taking it darker, you can afford to have that more dense coffee. Like,
it's going to roast out some of the inconsistency too. So
that as well, or maybe even take it like a little bit of the grassiness, or sometimes if it can come out as too acidic.
Yeah.
But then you're pulling off an espresso, and it's going to come like boom. It's still going to hit you like. Especially the ratios. I mean, if it's only a little fraction and it's supposed to be the finish.
Yeah.
Yo, you feel me? Like,
yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. So.
All right.
I mean, try it, bro.
Yeah.
Let me know. Like,
I will.
Let me know your thoughts. I mean, what? This might sound like a super geeky question, but what do you like? What gets you off? Like, what's your? Yeah, I guess that's another word. But like, what gets you hyped? That's a better way to put it. What coffees do you roast? Like maybe for Modern Times or Fuzz. It doesn't matter, either or. That like gets you excited, that you taste it and you're like, fuck, that's so good, bro. Like,
man, it's gonna sound generic. Like, I'm sure every roaster is this way, but all Ethiopian coffee. But I would say at Modern Times, I've been taught to really love naturals. That's something that I would say is like moving away from third wave, you know? Like, if you go to a lot of the shops I go to in San Diego, they're washed everything. That's the elitist way of like trying everything. But naturals are more sustainable. And I think that you're going to see a lot more people just like using that practice with their coffee in the future, just because of climate change and all that kind of whatnot. So, dude, like sometimes the wildness of Ethiopian coffee is just like so cool. You know, you're tasting all these crazy flavors you never knew that you could taste in coffee. Blueberry, stone fruit, all that jazz.
Dude.
You know, dude, it's fucking nuts. Like,
it's super like sometimes you're drinking a coffee and it tastes like tea.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
When I like I said, when I went to Berlin and they're doing those like way lighter profiles, like dropping it not too far after first crack or
dude,
whatnot.
that is so gnarly.
Yeah, so gnarly. But it tastes so good.
It's like a white coffee almost.
Not that bad, but
not that bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
But dude, I was tasting some shit that I was just like, I can't even believe this. Some geisha coffee that they brought in, and I was like, this is nuts. Like, this is not coffee. This is fruit juice. And that's cool.
I mean, technically, you're not far off. I mean, it is a fruit. So
yeah, that's totally true.
Dude, I went to Seoul, and they have a huge coffee scene there.
Where's Seoul?
South Korea.
I just got a bag of coffee from this roaster over there. From Dayglow, actually. That's what I love about them, dude.
What?
They're cool. Yeah. I totally forget what they were called, but it had just like the best branding I've ever seen. And I was like, I don't even care if this is good or not. I'm going to pay the $30 for this 8-ounce bag. Like, it looks
damn
cool. But tell me about South Korea.
Dude.
I've heard that they have a really cool coffee scene. I don't know much about it, though.
So much coffee there, bro. It's insane. They put us to shame. In terms of just amount. But that was another reason why when I was walking around South Korea, that's when I knew I needed to do my own thing. I was still working as an apprentice at Zumbar when I was working there. I mean, when I went out to South Korea. And I loved my job there. That's where I met Shay. Me and Shay worked side by side, I think, for about 3 years in the Zumbar production room. I only went into the cafe when I roasted. I never became a barista. I went straight from washing dishes to roasting.
Sick.
And then just like production. And I loved it. I mean, I learned baristaing, or being a barista at 7Cs because I had to cover shifts and like learn how to dial in and like whole nother plethora of knowledge. And I would never hate on a barista for that. I mean, it is another art.
Absolutely.
To be honest. But when I was there, to see how much coffee there was there, And because there's so much coffee per block, the way we're talking about images of what shops are nowadays is what they did, but on a different scale, where you'd walk on the block and there'd be like coffee and beer, coffee and hot dogs. South Koreans love hot dogs. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, for us, but coffee and hot dogs. And there'd be like coffee and sushi, coffee and this, coffee and that, coffee and this. And it's like
Crazy.
every couple blocks, there'd be like, or like not even a couple blocks, like within a block, there'd be like 3 different espresso bars. And
Nuts.
So they have to differentiate themselves. Yeah. So I realized, I was like, if there's this many people doing this in this smaller condensed area, there's plenty of room to grow in the United States.
100%.
So San Diego's not even we're not even at the peak yet, bro.
No, definitely.
We're like on the uprise. I mean, if providing the country stays together.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with our political climate right now, but we're just getting started, bro. This isn't
100%.
even. I mean, and there's still like what we were talking about earlier, like moving out of state. There's still so much more to explore. If you wanted to leave the state, not only do you have to worry about different laws once you leave California, you'll actually probably make more money and do other cooler shit that like would really stand out, because not only are you standing at like big fish, little pond, you're a big fish doing whole bunch of shit. You're like walking on the water in this very, very small pond, and fools just looking at you like, what the fuck is this fool doing right now? Like,
yeah, totally.
I mean, that's just kind of where it is. I mean, even roasting, like,
Oh yeah.
I saw a specialty coffee roaster in Las Vegas, and I was like, damn, sucks to be you, bro. Like, it's fucking hot as shit out here. You're over here in front of a roaster?
Dude, oh my God, I couldn't even imagine. Hey, but air conditioning's
Exactly.
it's a thing there. It's just not here, so.
They love the iced coffees out there.
Yeah. I actually I don't remember what it was called, but I went to some specialty coffee place in Old Vegas last time I was there, and dude, it was a really good experience. So it's popping up all over the place.
They have a Harry Potter themed coffee shop in
Sick.
Vegas. So sick.
I love that.
I loved it. I mean, I'm a Harry Potter fanatic. I read the books. I didn't just see the movies. But you walk in and there's like the pillar of like 9 3/4, and they have like their drinks all thing, and everything has like cauldrons and like all these things. I was just like, this is fucking tight. The coffee was okay, but that was tight. Like
Setting a vibe,
Exactly.
There
It's a
we go.
vibe, bro.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Yo, back to one thing real quick. Another coffee that I tried recently that I think more specialty shops need to get into is we brought in a Thailand at Modern Times. And no one that I've seen was carrying like these like weird different origins. And kind of like I was talking about with like the coffee belt shifting with climate change and whatnot. You're going to see all these origins that grow tons of coffee. Maybe it's a lot more Robusta, getting into specialty coffee, and they're going to start coming our way and whatnot. So I had this Thai coffee. It was a washed coffee, and it was, dude, not as fruity as like an Ethiopia, but like it was around there, and I was like very pleasantly surprised with what we were tasting. And I've never had anything like that before. From that origin anyways. Usually it's like it tastes kind of burnt, like I'm getting like chocolatey notes, but they're just very generic baker's chocolate or something like that,
That's very interesting. I mean, when I used to work at 7Cs, I think that's where, even though things ended up the way they did with them, I will never not appreciate the time that I was there.
Sure.
And I say that for the reason that as a roaster, Joe Morocco, again, to quote Joe, he's like, you're not a roaster until you can literally be put in front of a roaster that you've never roasted on and then roast coffee.
Sure.
And he's like, that's when you're a roaster. When you can literally, like, whether it's a sample roaster, a little small, like 5 kilo, 2 kilo, 1 kilo, or upwards to a 25 kilo.
Sure.
Or like 25 pounds, whatever, how you want to look at it. When I heard that, I realized, I was like, he's super right.
Yeah.
And for me, when I was at 7Cs, I was no warning, no profiles, no flavor notes, no nothing. It was, here's a box from Laos. So it's right next to Thailand and Vietnam over there.
Yeah.
And it was all Laotian coffees.
Okay.
Like Kutui, Robusta, Red Bourbon, Yellow Bourbon,
Sure.
Yellow Kutui. Like, It was Katui. I don't. However you say it.
Katui.
Katui.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I had to learn how to roast these beans, and bro, they are mad different to roast.
I'm sure.
Some of them you have to hit with like 420, charge temp.
Yeah.
For them to even get going, and then some of them it's like 380, porous.
Okay.
But they look big, like hella big.
Yeah.
And they're like dense as shit, or they'll be super small and super porous.
Interesting.
So it's like a mindfuck almost. But I learned how to roast these coffees, and they're so complex. That's when I got introduced to complex coffees. And then once you know how to roast these coffees, you start to think different. It's not about the roasting machine. It's about adapting to charge temps, airflow, and like flame.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Totally.
And it's like, okay, I've experienced this bean before, so I know this is what it's going to take. So it was interesting, but I can relate to what you're talking about, the Thailand coffee, because it's right next to Laos and right next to Vietnam over there. And we had a lot of Laotian coffees, almost all Laotian coffees. So it was super interesting. Yeah, even the Robusta, there was a Laotian.
You roast a lot of Robusta?
Oh, yeah.
Never roasted a
Yeah,
Robusta.
bro.
Same thing, though. Coffee's changing. We got to adapt. And,
Dude.
And I think that there's going to be a huge market for it.
There's going to be a
specialty coffee.
major
There's
shift.
Obviously, it's fucking everywhere. I mean, you talk about Vietnam. Vietnam's just got Robusta for fucking days, and that's going into Folgers and whatnot. But shout out to my boy Lucky's in North Park. He does the best cup of Folgers I've ever had. It's like $1. It's awesome. Little diner shop. But yeah, I think that yeah, things are changing, and we got to adapt to it, and that's cool. I love to hear that a shop in San Diego is doing that.
I mean, I don't know if they're doing it anymore,
but they did.
They did at one point, and it was a challenge.
Yeah,
it was definitely a challenge for me as a roaster, as a person, from a mentality, like the way I thought about things. Dude, I had to throw everything out the door of what I thought about roasting it, because like I roasted it to what I thought was going to be, and which was like closer to like a 2-minute or plus a development time post first crack. And it was like straight black licorice and whiskey. And I legit like sipped it at like 7:00 in the morning, and bro, I sipped it and I spit it out immediately. I hate licorice.
Yeah.
I love whiskey, but not first thing in the morning. And put it next to black licorice, disgusting.
Yeah.
Bro, I was doing 1 minute 20 development, maybe 1 minute post first crack.
Okay.
I would be dropping the Robusta in the cooling tray, still cracking, and it was fine.
Huh.
But it was like definitely baggy.
Yeah.
But like cherry. So it was like, okay. But the beans looked amazing.
You did a Scandinavian roast.
Dude, it was tough. It was mad tough. Dude, but we're at 1:30. That's what we're doing right now. I usually came at an hour and a half.
Okay.
Dude, we did that so fast.
Yeah.
I feel like we could honestly keep going, but like, do you feel comfortable? Is there anything you wanted to say that before we get out of here?
No, I think I got it all.
You got it all?
Yeah.
Dude, tell the people where they can find you then.
You can find us at fuzzcoffeeroasters.com. You can find us at Fuzz Coffee, at Fuzz Coffee on all social medias.
One word.
One word.
One word.
What? For
like Fuzz Coffee. One word. That's what I mean. One word. Yeah. No underscores.
No
nothing.
underscores. None of that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, keep it simple. Fuzz Coffee. That's it.
Dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, man.
Dude, Seancarlo, you are seriously one of the baddest motherfuckers that I've met. And I appreciate that your uncle is one of my favorite people. I legit have a sincere love for Matt.
Yeah.
Matt, listen to this. Mad love, G.
Oh, I'm going to tell him about this.
Dude.
He'll be jazzed about it.
Yes.
Sure.
It's Route 44 for life. Don't ever fucking forget it.
Yeah.
Big 4L. That's what it is. You know what it is?
Yeah,
and so, dude, Seancarlo, this is not the last time you're going to be on the show, bro.
Oh, definitely not.
I am so pumped for Fuzz. I cannot wait for people to like get your coffee, keep it going. And I actually have thought about a couple more things that I want to ask you now, but no, we'll save it for the next time.
Save it for the next one for sure.
But dude, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I can't wait till you come back on. Yes, my G.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.
Yes, thank you so much, Seancarlo. That was an amazing, amazing episode, man. Talk about just hitting it off with somebody. I already feel like we're best friends. So shout out to Seancarlo. You know what to do. Head over to Fuzz Coffee. Holla at my boy. He's killing it. He's a hustler. And furthermore, I just want to give a huge shout out and thank you to everybody around the world that keeps showing mad love and support for Caffeine and Green. Honestly, I appreciate all of you guys so much. You're seriously just blowing my mind with the support. Thank you, all of you. Head over to caffeineandgreenroasting.com. Cop a bag of that Issa Blend. Cop a bag of that El Jaguar. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because we are streaming on all platforms around the world. Yo, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. You know what to do. You feel me. Please stay safe out there, y'all. Wear your mask. Let's get through this. I appreciate all of you, and I will see y'all next week.